When somebody says the words to you, penknife, what do you usually think of? Well, nowadays it's something like this. All these types of knives can be considered pocket knives, depending on where you live and your laws. All these sort of knives. Now we're going from nice big blades like this to small blades like this, and everything else in between. Now, let's say we get back to something more traditional. Here we go, the buck canoe. For me, when I used to hear the word pocket knife, this is the image that came up in my mind. It was always something that like my dad would carry, or you just saw growing up, especially me growing up in the countryside, you always saw people with pocket knives, and it was just one of them things. Everybody carried a pocket knife, and this wee offering from Buck, it's called the Buck Canoe, and you can see with the brass ends on it, the distinct canoe shape. This is one of the traditional knives, in my opinion, that I think every guy who is into knives should have in their collection. It's a fantastic UK legal option to get. So let's go over the outside of the knife, and then we'll show you the knife blades themselves. So as you can see, straight away, as I said, you've got the brass ends, and they come up in a canoe shape. Nice and shiny, and you can see there's a bit of wear on them, which again, I don't mind. This is a working knife. This is a knife that should get used and abused. Very, very simple Buck logo. Got our pins there holding the wood grain in. Flip it over, again, just the simple pins. Very, very simple design, but something that stands out in my mind as a quality knife. It is UK legal, so it does operate a slip joint. And so we've got our two blades. We'll open up the main blade, which is 2.5 inches. I love that blade shape. It's a very nice, simple blade shape. Just from Buck. And Buck has always been one of them their knives with people like a traditional knife to have. I've had Buck knives in the past. I've still got Buck knives, including this one, and having Buck knives that include the spine lock, the really traditional Buck hunting knives. So this has sort of got a massive legacy behind it, and I believe with a knife like this here, it'll leave a legacy. Having a wee pocket knife like this, being able to hand down to your kids, or just give as a gift for somebody, is just lovely. It's a really lovely knife to have. Now the steel on both blades is 420 J2. Now it's not really a steel that I'm familiar with, but a quick Google search on the steel itself shows that it's a highly corrosive resistant steel. It's a stainless steel, and the knife manufacturers would usually use this type of steel on budget knives. So you're getting a cheap knife, but cheap doesn't necessarily mean bad quality. Just look at that logo. Buck do not do cheap, nasty rubbish. Buck are going to do a quality knife. The steel is a budget steel, yes, but it's also a very good steel to have. It's used in diving knives as well. So I've had knives for my career with the RNLI, and you want a knife that's not going to really let you down. Something that you just can go to time and time and again and have a very simple working knife. So that's the steel. It does come razor sharp out of the box. Lovely knife to have and use. And we'll just show you the other blade. And that blade is a 2-inch blade. And here you go. Lovely simple blade shape again. Just a traditional pen knife. That's all it is. Yes, it's made in China, but to be honest, it doesn't really bother me. It's made in China. But it's a lovely, simple knife to have. Both blades out. You can see the canoe shape a lot clearer. Which just harkens back to that traditional style of penknife. All these sort of penknives have their place. They look cool, tactical, just amazing knives to have. But sometimes you just want to get back to something more traditional. And this is where this comes in. It is a slip joint. You have that lovely sound just of the slip joint in operation. Very simple. It's quite stiff, you know. It's not a bad slip joint to have. Again, small tasks. It's a pocket knife. It's not something like this here that you're going to be doing any sort of heavy duty stuff on. It's a traditional pocket knife, like a gentleman's knife, if you want to call it that. And I really like it. It's something that's very sheeple friendly, if you know that term. You produce a knife like this here when you're out in public to do a task, and nobody's really going to batter an eyelid. It's a lovely, simple knife, very plain, very crowd friendly, very people friendly knife, and I really like it. Now closed, the knife is 3.5 inches. Blade thickness is 2mm, so it is a very small knife to have. Non-locking, as I said, and the weight on the knife is roughly 77 grams or 2.7 ounces. So it is a lovely portable knife. Say, just chuck it in your jeans and you sort of forget about it. But it's always there, and to me this will make a perfect gift for somebody. You could bring that to a good engraver and maybe get something engraved on that. Even just some initials. Even some initials on the brass. Giving you wee ideas. Maybe as a gift for somebody to come up around Christmas time, or even just say somebody who's had a child, maybe get something engraved on there. Just as a wee bit of legacy, a little bit of history. Just again, a knife that you can hand down to somebody, generation to generation. So there you go, guys. That is the Buck Canoe knife. Very reasonably priced. Currently, again, check Heinnie.com for all latest pricings and changes. But it's currently $22.95. $22.95 for a lovely wee traditional knife. I think that's an absolute steal. And it's just a lovely knife to have in your pocket and to use every day. It's a joy to use every day. So there you are, guys. Please check out Heinnie.com for all other knives. Lovely set of traditional knives on there. Have a look at it. Please like us on Facebook, Google+. Give us a thumbs up on this post, a share, and any questions or comments, leave them down below. This has been Mr. Man for Heinnie Haynes. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.